One of the main questions I get asked is, where should I start as an expat? Now, this can vary depending on your circumstances, where you are in your career, and when you move. But normally the best option is just to put things in motion. Now, I've been recently contacted by a number of people in their mid-40s that have been expats for a long time. They're on a good expat salary. And they've asked me, where should I start? Should I be worried about the taxes? Should I be worried about where I might move in the future when they've got no plan? And yet they're sitting with hundreds of thousands in the bank account. And if you look at any compound graph of if you delay for 5 years, if you start at 25 compared to 30 for retirement, and if you start at 30 to 35, how much that'll impact, just start. The best thing to do is to start. Yes, taxes are important, and structuring it right to make sure it's tax compliant is a vital component. But if you've got no plans to go back home, if you're UK, Australian, Canadian, or Western European, home to a high tax country for the next 10, even 5 years, think about that in the future. The best thing to do is to get started. Now, some of the platforms that you can get started with, this it doesn't entail for Americans, so unfortunately this isn't for you guys. Taxation is one, it's different, and two, the platform options aren't open to you. Is to look at expat specific platforms. Now, you have a lot of the banks. Now, I've done a lot of blogs on the expat division, so kind of HSBC Expat, and the problems that they have, the costs, etc. I've done my personal opinion. The best platforms in the market right now are interactive brokers if you want to do it yourself. Does vary on location. If you can open advisor-led and cheaper platforms, Novia technologies there. It's pretty simple to open. You're not waiting for days for clunky admins in the middle of nowhere to do what you could have done on your phone on a Friday night whilst eating dinner. They say it takes months because of compliance. They've got reasonable compliance. It's not the fastest, but in terms of financial services, it's not bad. It's all online as well, so it's all electronic. There's no kind of 50-page documents that you need to sign or go through with. It's pretty simplistic, and the tax spectrum of the platform is there. Then for generic expat, what you'd look is just go into something like the Vanguard FTSE World All. It's got a TR of 0.22%. For very, very basic, this isn't financial advice, go 80% into that if you're looking long term, 20% in either something more exotic, or if you're a bit more conservative, into a bonds. Or for a one-stop shop, just go into Vanguard Life Strategy. They're pretty simple. It makes it very easy to know what you're looking for. So for example, if you're higher risk, you'd go for the Vanguard 80, Vanguard Life Strategy 80. Low risk, you go down the scale. Very simple is those options. Just get started, open a platform that's low cost, even if it's DIY or with an advisor. And then go into a low-cost index fund is the very basics. It gets you using dollar cost averaging, it gets you investing, and it gets you in the market, and essentially it gets you saving. The tax and everything else can be worried about later down the line, but the most important thing is to start. I hope you found that useful, guys. And if you have any more questions, feel free to get in touch at info@investmentforexpats.com. Thanks.